Welcome back. At the end of the previous part, we had a lovely little chat here with Otto. We had some tea, which was quite lovely. Such a generous old man here. He's a good manager, but let's have a word with him. Sorting out problems at the Grand Market is our responsibility. You don't need to worry yourselves about it. More importantly, I'd recommend returning to the inn for today. There's no doubt that you're all tired after today, so it would be best to rest up for tomorrow. I'll be delivering more requests tomorrow morning, so we need you all in top shape for those. Otto went to Berea yesterday in order to try and appeal the tax increase, but it seems they never even gave him the time of day yet again. This really is a problem. If only there was something we could do for the merchants. That all sounds really unfair. Yeah, I agree. Provincial lords have the duty and the right to decide upon and collect taxes in the regions they control. And as long as that remains the case, there's not really much the general populace can do to stand against them. I'm reluctant to comment on how others choose to rule their own territories, but harassing one's people like this seems clearly inappropriate. I've heard many rumors about the current head of House Alberea. The current head is Eustace's dad, right? So, couldn't we ask Eustace for some help? I doubt there's anything he could do. Among the nobility, decisions made by the head of the house are absolute. And since the Albereas represent one of the 4 great houses, that old tradition is absolutely guaranteed to be alive and well. The Emperor himself is probably the only one with more power than the heads of the 4 great houses. Guess that's a no, then. I see you're all busy mulling things over. Excellent, excellent. Instructor Sarah? What brings you here? I figured it was about time for me to get going. Group B's not getting anything done as expected, so I'm off to help sort them out. What? You're going to see Group B now? The town of Palm is a considerable distance from here. Now, let me worry about that. You 4 are perfectly capable of looking after yourselves anyway, alright? Put your heads together and think, and I'm certain you'll see what you need to do. Toodles! Adios, be with you. I'll be looking forward to your report. Toodles would have been very appropriate there. I can't believe it. It's as though she knows exactly what's going on, because she does. Even though she spent the whole day drinking at the inn. Can she read minds or something? Triple dot. I'd suggest we return to our room and rest for the night. In any case, we still have our reports to write, so an early dinner seems wise. Yeah, you're right. I'm so tired. Me too. I feel I'm going to fall asleep at the dinner table without even making it to my bed. Alright, troops, how's it going? Are you all learning much out here? For the most part, yes. It's serving as a reminder that we still have quite the ways to go. However, we have every intention of making the most out of this experience. That's what I'd like to hear. I'm actually about to get started on our evening sale here, so I'll give you all a little discount if... Wait a minute. I think I just had a belter of an idea. What might that be? Alright, I know you'll all be tired after your hard work today, but any of you fancy a little bit of a go at running the store for a bit? Are you sure? Oh yeah, it's fine. This line of work's all about having the skills to negotiate well. That'd be some good experience for you all. So, how about it? It's certainly an interesting proposal. Try it out. If you're willing to let us do it, then I don't see why not. Good to hear. Let's get started right away then. I mentioned that I was about to get started on our evening sale, didn't I? Might be a little bit tough, but I'd like you to handle it. That does sound kind of rough. The idea behind it's simple enough, at least. All you need to do is give appropriate discounts to make a sale. The amount your discount varies, but sometimes you'll be taking up to half price. Half price? That's a lot. Is it even possible to make a profit by doing that? It doesn't always work out, yeah. I've even went into the red a few times thanks to it. But even then, I still think doing it is worthwhile. You're fun enough to even send yourself into the red. And my personal philosophy is that the amount of sales you make is more important than how much you make. The more sales you make, the more happy customers you've got. And if you've got more and more customers walking away happy, then your store's going to have a good reputation. So basically, it all ends up benefiting you in the long run. I see where you're coming from there. Though there's nothing to say that I'm 100% correct. Yeah, I meant to say, how do you all feel about handling the store separately at different times? I'm okay with it, but any particular reason why? Oh, there's no harm in competition with each other, is there? Think of each other as rivals and try as hard as you can to win. That does seem like an effective way to motivate oneself. I don't know about you guys, but sales aren't exactly my forte. Guess I'll take it as a learning experience. It does sound like it'll be fun, though. Can I ask if there's any specific guidelines when it comes to giving discounts, though? Assume how much of a discount you can offer differs based on the type of goods being sold. Yeah, spot on. I split everything up into fresh goods and processed goods. Fresh goods speak for themselves, really. You all want to get them sorted as quickly as you can. That being said, you're free to make these up to half price if it comes to it. Just so we can get them all sold. Processed goods will not expire like fresh ones, though. So there's no point in discounting them too much. You can't just sell them at full price, so 20% off is the max you should go. So fresh goods can be sold for as much as 50% off, while processed goods can only be sold up to 20% off. Got it. Yes, hoping I remember that. Oh yeah, don't be shy to bump up prices a wee bit either. It's slowly getting in my head. Deciding when the best time to do that is all up to you, though. One can assume doing so all depends on how well we negotiate with each customer, then. Yeah. Now that's sorted, let's get started. Doesn't matter what order you all go in, but how about you go first? That's fine with me. That settles it. Let's see what you're made of then, Reen. I wish you luck. Thanks. Here's hoping it goes well. Obviously I've got a guide for this. I'll try and get the maximum AP. New Game Plus, remember New Game Plus, we're all fine here. Welcome, welcome, we're currently in the middle of our evening sale. He's more unnatural than I would have guessed. Yeah, he'll bring in customers with guts like that. Oh, I don't think I could put myself out there like that. I'm rather worried myself. Oh, his first customer has arrived. Oh, are you working here part-time? I almost thought you were a pro with a voice like that. Oh, thank you. By the way, do you have any tomatoes? Right. You can see them. I need some for tonight's dinner, you see. We actually do have some. How many are you looking for? I think 5 should do for now. Seems to be a sale going on at the moment, too. How much would that end up being? It's 10 mira per tomato, and I give her up to half off because they're fresh goods. How much should I sell them for in total? 35 mira. 5 tomatoes would usually go for 50 mira, but I can offer you them for 35 mira instead. How does that sound? That sounds fine, I'll take them. Thank you for your purchase. Seems like he's made his first sale. Indeed, it appears to have gone rather smoothly too. Oh, here's another customer. A sale, is it? Sounds interesting. We're offering discounts on all of our goods, so feel free to have a look. I assume that applies to this wine as well. Of course. Wine doesn't fall under fresh goods, so 900 mira. How does 900 mira sound? You sure you can't do better than that? No. What? Include some cheese. You want some cheese, you wine, and 20%. How about this? If you buy it now, I'll include this cheese for 20% off. Oh, that's an interesting offer. Cheese accompanies wine rather well, too, yes. So allow me to take you up on that. Thank you for your purchase. That went pretty well. Another successful sale for him. Seems like he's gotten into the swing of things. Yeah, I look forward to hearing how much he sold it for. Here's another customer. Oh, the evening sales finally started. What happened to Lemon? He died. He left me in charge for a bit. Her shocked face. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? Mom asked me to get some stuff for dinner. How much are you selling cabbages for? I need 3, but she told me to buy some extra if they're cheap. It's 20 mira per cabbage, and they fall under fresh goods, so... 3 would normally cost 60 mira, but... Does 6 for that same price sound good? So I get double the amount for free. I'm sure my mum will be happy to hear that. Can I have them then? Of course. Thank you for your purchase. And thus Reen's turn came to an end, and the others were given a chance to try their hand at merchantry. Right. You all had your turns then. Good job, troops. We owe you our thanks for giving us an opportunity to experience this. I agree. I'm sure experience like this will come in handy down the line. Glad to hear it. A lot of you did well too, considering it was your first time. It's pretty interesting seeing how your personalities affected your results too. Speaking of which, how did we all do in the end? Well, got the least amount of sales out of everyone, Elliot. Did manage to make a fair amount though. That also means you didn't really offer that much of a discount. You have to be more aggressive, really. Sorry about that. Next up is Laura. You're a little bit too generous with the discounts. Making lots of sales is good, but you still have to consider how much you're making from them, too. Understood. My thanks for the advice. Next up is Reen. You ended up doing really well in both the number of sales and how much you made. I'm pretty impressed, honestly. With a bit more experience, you could become a fine merchant. You think so? Guess we discovered a new of Reen's hidden talents. Well done, Reen. Being told that by some of experience here really is impressive. And finally, Elisa. Wouldn't happen to have some prior experience, would you? Not really, no. It really is amazing, then. I have to be honest here. You always managed to sell as much and make as much as I normally do. You've even got a unique style that brings the customers in. So there really isn't any advice for me to give you. That's quite the evaluation. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration. So Elisa has the skill to potentially become a successful merchant then. I have to admit that I'm a bit surprised. Yeah, I didn't expect her to be this skilled either. Do any of your relatives happen to be involved with this line of work? No, not that I know of, no. Well, either way, today ended up being pretty interesting thanks to you lot. Yeah, take this. Your wage for the day. You made some good money too, so here, a little bonus. Thank you very much. Are you sure? No danger. You all earned it. I'll catch you all later then. I'm not just somehow drunk. I'm as a good guy. That's why this is not how it's supposed to be. I didn't deserve this. Yes, it's true for dinner tonight. Mummy's stew's the best. Now Daddy just needs to hurry home. It's always dead quiet in the house until he gets home, now that Becky's gone. I hope Daddy gets back soon. I don't want to eat dinner without him. The market manager's wife is highly skilled at keeping sales records. They're simple and easy to read, and it's said that you're guaranteed to be successful if she does it for you. I happen to do it for my husband quite often, but I'm not nearly as skilled as her. I'll have to work on improving for his sake. Firm sales records are so thorough and easy to read. Hope to reach that level myself one day. What's with that defiant look? You got a problem? You're more than welcome to come into the guardhouse and tell us all about it. Not at all, please excuse us. Looks like the market manager was spot on based on that attitude. Causing any more issue is the last thing we want. We should leave. It's not uncommon to see some problems spring up here in Celtic. It's a merchant town after all. So long as some people profit, there's always going to be others who end up losing a lot. This is a whole different thing though. I genuinely feel sorry for them. If they'd lost money due to their own lack of skill, that would be one thing, but this isn't their fault. It's not uncommon to see problems spring up in relation to actual sales and the like. But being given the same spot isn't their fault at all. I genuinely feel sorry for them. I'm glad I came along just in time for that sale. I was annoyed by all that commotion earlier, because it stopped me from getting my shopping done, but well, sometimes these things can be a blessing in disguise. I take part in the spring market every year, but never before have the taxes been this sky high. Just what in the world is going through Duke Alborea's mind? This is a form of tyranny, if you ask me. It's cowardly. I can't exactly say that in front of those provincial army guys, however. Never expected taxes at the Grand Market to be this high. And I can't say it in front of those provincial army guys. I do believe that this is beyond ridiculous. Today was pretty interesting, thanks to you lot. Catch you all later then. Feel free to come along and check the shop out too. I wonder what all that fuss was about earlier. Whatever it was, it's gone and ruined my day's shopping. The general protocol is that the Grand Market closes once the sun sets. Once that happens, the entrance itself is locked up for the day. It's hard to evaluate a store's goods in the dark, after all. So it's been this way for years now. I should start closing up shop myself, considering my host customers will soon be returning to their lodgings for the day. Welcome, welcome. Come along and have a look at our goods. All that ruckus earlier ended up costing me time I could have used to make some sales. Gotta make up for that. The day's almost over, so let's keep the pace up until it's time to close shop. This little rodent here used to be raised as livestock back in the day. It's quite the charmer, isn't it? How about you buy one before you head off to have dinner? The market manager used to be an incredibly skilled merchant, with years of experience in the Grand Market. He was so skilled, in fact, that he easily made the most profit for 7 whole years in a row. Can you believe that? His skill has clearly remained, despite that being around 40 years ago, as seen by how well he serves as the market manager. Market manager is a merchant to the core, raised here in the Grand Market. Can you imagine how much these tax increases and the resulting issues pain his heart? And thus another day draws to a close. Just how did this day turn out for you all, I wonder? Please open your hearts to me. I've loved honey ever since I was a young girl. I always wanted to become a bee when I grew up. What? But it never happened. I ended up selling honey instead. You wanted to become a bee? At least I can be all I can be here. That's something to be happy for. What? I mean, me personally, I wanted to be a blitzball when I grew up. Phew, lots of fights breaking out here these days. My business here's done anyway, though. I'm coming back tomorrow to sell my veggies off, so I gotta get back and rest. I'm coming back tomorrow to sell them in my veggies. Always nice and busy around this time of year. Damn it. Why'd I have to end up all the way back here? Now I won't get any customers. Probably only make enough to cover my setup costs now. And there's the tax on top of that. Not much I can do though. I'll do as the market manager says and tough it out here for now. Even if it's still depressing. I heard a rather disconcerting rumor from the merchants here. It would seem that more and more issues are arising with the Grand Market these days. What's more, the provincial army seems to be taking no action whatsoever to deal with them. Things like this may come to affect the market prices. This information is most definitely worth taking into consideration. It's entirely possible that such issues may affect my deal with Maurice. Guess I should be closing up shop soon. Probably would have made more if it weren't for that ruckus earlier, but oh well. It's always better to blame yourself, so you can keep making an effort to improve. Merchants who set up shop at the Grand Market don't have the luxury of making excuses. It's always better to blame yourself, so you can keep making an effort to improve. It's only natural for people to start arguing if they somehow end up at the exact same stall. Location is what can make or break a merchant's chance of success, after all. I do hope Duke Aborea pays more attention next time, so we don't have a repeat of this. I happened to come across some fantastic silk produced in the East. The store's owner was even kind enough to inform me that getting one's hands on material like that is a rare feat. Father, relinquish your wallet to me. There's money to spend. Hear me, Clarice. We did not come here to simply enjoy the leisure of shopping. What's more, isn't 300,000 mirror for one piece of fabric a bit too expensive? Clarice, please listen to your father for a moment here. Jeez, these young merchants keep causing trouble for the market manager. When are they going to realize that sales drop for everyone whenever they have their stupid fights? Just hoping they regret what they did and try to focus on actually acting like merchants? Oh, you were working at the store just there. Thank you for the deal. I'll make sure we have that cabbage tonight. Good grief, I never expected something like this to come up on the first day I was here. Things have been sorted out thanks to you kids and the market manager at least. Now it's time to focus on doing business. I'll work twice as hard tomorrow and make a good profit. There have been some bumps along the way, but it's time to put that behind me. I've got a limited amount of time with a spot this good. Let's focus on actually doing some business tomorrow. Once upon a time, you never saw fights like that in the Grand Market. But then we got a notice from the Duke saying that our sales tax would be more than doubled. They've become quite frequent since then. No one wants to buy from merchants who are busy smacking each other, do they? In the end, nothing good ever comes from fighting. You just end up losing sales. Oh, how disappointing. My fun shopping adventures were cut short because of that commotion. Staying the night for once might not be a bad idea. Is there an inn nearby, perhaps? Weathercock. Man, the day passed by quickly. I always sell way more while the Grand Market's going on. Okay, early start tomorrow, so I gotta head home. Yeah, not too bad. There's still no chance of you catching me, though. You're too tough for your own good. Wait up, give it back already. They spent the whole day fighting again. Why can't they get along? I hate this. Indeed. Father Zerbel is famous for his proficiency with medicine. So much so, in fact, that he's recognized by Archbishop Amon from Breahard Cathedral. I myself am taking the time to learn, but I can't quite seem to match his skill. I, too, am taking the time to learn how to make medicine, but I can't quite match Father Zerbel's skill. I have to wonder where and how he learned to make it so well. I can't really do any farming with my leg like this, so I come to pray here every day instead. I don't get the chance to do this usually, so perhaps spraining it wasn't such a bad thing after all. I feel a bit bad for my son and his wife, but there isn't much I can do with my leg like this. Getting to come along and pray every day isn't so bad, though. The Septian Church has aided people all throughout the continent in order to spread Adios' compassion. While providing medicine to those in need of it is a part of this, we in Kelding get far more requests than most churches. The more people I helped, the more experience I gained until I became as knowledgeable on medicine as I am now. Perhaps that too was due to Adios' guidance. Wasn't always this knowledgeable when it comes to medicine. Just did what I could to aid people, and over time my knowledge increased. Perhaps that too was due to Adios' guidance. It's actually all thanks to Otto that I was able to set up my own shop all those years ago. So you can bet I'll always be there whenever he needs help. I owe him more than I could ever repay. To actually ask me to tailor to your needs. So I gathered up some stuff that will be suited to you all. It's getting late, but feel free to have a look if you need anything. I think you can tell what kind of person my dad is just by talking to him, so yeah. Market manager covered for him a lot. He still feels indebted to him after all these years, even. Not like I can say much, though. He helped calm the both of us down when we got into a big argument one time, too. Market manager asked me to make sure I keep your ordnance in working order. I still owe you all one for your help earlier, too, so feel free to come by whenever you want. Return to the inn for dinner. That's a lovely nighttime. Barely a cloud in the sky. It's bad for the farms. They kind of need rain every so often, you know. But they need sun at the same time. That's tricky business, tricky business. Weathercock? Calls an inn weathercock. Mugs.
Ah, that was delicious.
Better be hot chocolate.
Those are some seriously fresh vegetables, too.
Yeah, nothing beats food made from local ingredients.
I quite enjoyed the rye bread myself.
I suppose this whole field study thing isn't so bad when you take the menu into account. I wonder what the others in Group B are doing right now.
Arguing, probably.
Somehow, I doubt they're sitting around a table and talking like we are.
That would certainly be a shock if they were. I can't help but question what exactly Class VII's purpose is, though.
You'll learn.
Instructor Sarah says it's about Arcus, but I don't think that's the only reason we've been brought together.
I like how bright Elliot is here, though.
I'm certain it's not. If that were all, today's field study tasks would serve little purpose.
It seems as though she's trying to make us experience, I don't know, things. Like all kinds of things, big and small. What I can't wrap my head around, though, is why.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to put everything in its place, why don't you just go with the flow for a change? It seems like you're desperately trying to find something. But if you don't plant yourself somewhere, you're just gonna blow away with the next big gust that comes along.
What do we have to offer one another, when our reasons for enrolling at Thors in the first place are undoubtedly very different?
Our reasons?
I hadn't considered that.
My reason for enrolling was quite simple. I aim to come ever closer to my goal. Or rather, to the person whom I regard as such.
Who's that?
This is neither the time nor the place to discuss such matters. Best to save that topic for another day. What about you, Elisa? Why did you enroll at the academy?
There's no one single reason, but I think I just wanted to assert my independence. I mean, my situation back at home isn't exactly ideal, and this seemed like a good way to get out and do more, I guess.
I see.
It sounds like I'm probably in the minority then. See, I wasn't intending on coming here at all originally. I wanted to do something completely different.
You did?
Oh yeah, you said you were really hoping you'd get into a music academy, right?
Oh?
Well, I wasn't that serious about it or anything. What about you, Reen? You're the last holdout, and since you're the one who brought it up, it's only fair you answer the question too.
Me? I wanted to find myself, I guess.
Find yourself?
Yeah, I lost myself somewhere. Do you know where he is?
Huh?
Sorry. That makes it sound like a much bigger deal than it actually is. That's the best way I can think of to put it, though.
Nothing wrong with that. Going on a journey of self-discovery? It's actually a pretty cool answer.
Yeah, I had no idea you were such a romanticist. You sure don't come across as one.
All right, there we go.
I shouldn't have said anything.
All right. So, you want to wake up at 6 tomorrow, right? Yes, please. We only have until tomorrow evening, so We need to get an early start. We really appreciate it. Not a problem at all. Have a good night. Good night. Damn kids.
But we're not actually going to sleep yet, are we? Not until we write our reports for the day.
I want to shut off my brain so badly right now, but it doesn't look like that's happening anytime soon.
She seems to have forgotten all about the room situation, and I'm not about to remind her.
She'll remember soon enough, mate.
Reen?
What is it?
I was unsure whether to ask or not, but I've decided that this question bears answering. Why have you chosen to hold back?
What?
Your sword style and technique. It is the 8 Leaves, 1 Blade school, is it not?
I feel like that's significant somehow.
Popularized by the sword hermit, Yun Ka-Fai, it combines the best elements of other Eastern sword styles. Those who master any of its forms are referred to as a divine blade, and are said to understand the true nature of all things.
Remember, I'm keeping an eye on that because it's brought up way too much beyond just martial arts these days. That's what I've learned by going back. That is brought up a lot.
You certainly know an awful lot about it. I didn't think it was particularly renowned here in the Empire.
We of the Arseid School consider the studying of other swordsmanship styles to be an essential part of our training. In addition, my father once told me, if you follow the path of the sword, it is only a matter of time before you encounter a follower of the 8 Leaves.
Your father said that? It's an honor to be acknowledged by the Radiant Blade Master himself. I'm nothing special, though. I'm just a dropout who's never even been able to progress past beginner level. I did train under Master Ka-Fai for a while, but I started to feel like I couldn't go any further with my abilities, and he cut my training short.
After saying goodbye to Annalise.
What?
To Annalise. Cute girl, ribbon.
So I'm really not holding back. Honest. I actually kind of feel like I'm dirtying the good name of the 8 Leaf School, in fact. But this is my limit. I'm sorry I can't quite live up to your expectations.
It's a really weird sigh you're doing.
Laura?
You have no reason to apologize to me. This is a matter you must come to terms with on your own. Though I'll admit to some disappointment, I was hoping you'd prove to be a good sparring partner. I'm going to practice outside for a bit. Please go and finish your report with Elisa and Elliot.
There's a lot he doesn't want to talk about, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I can see in his eyes sometimes that he's bottling something up and trying really hard to keep anyone else from noticing.
You've noticed it too? You sure have taken quite an interest in him.
I mean, you said you noticed it too, which means, Elliot, you sure have taken quite an interest in him.
I was just trying to work out the best time to apologize, that's all. It's not like I've been consciously paying attention to him or anything, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Reen's not the only one bottling up his feelings, though, is he? You've been doing the same thing.
Yeah, I guess I have.
It's like I've been saying, it's like Elliot hits it right on the head, right on the head. And I like that she can acknowledge that. It's like, you know what? Elliot, you're right. You're right. It's the name of the game, everyone. Oh, how lovely.
Keep up the good work.
Do I have to? It's a new day, everyone. Weathercock? I mean, you know what the strange thing is about this weathercock in here is it doesn't have a weathercock. So, what? Here are your tasks for the day. The market manager left them with me. Thank you. Field study day 2, assigned tasks. Ooh, unread, both of them. Strange. Maybe we should read them. West Celtic Highway Monster. Market Manager Otto. A large ferocious monster has been sighted on the West Celtic Highway. We'd all be happier if someone took it out. Monster Zwardar. Location stone bridge leading to Heimdall on the West Celtic Highway. A lost wallet. Merchant Lizzie. Yesterday I found a wallet on the floor in front of my stall. Would someone be willing to find its owner for me? See me at my ceramic stall and I'll tell you more. Even fewer than yesterday. Maybe he gave us less work to do because he knew we were going back to Trista today? Sounds about right. He is a very considerate man. Last train headed your way leaves here around 9 tonight. Get those done quickly enough, you can have dinner here before you leave. Thank you very much. I expect you to pay. We greatly appreciate your kindness. What kindness? You've got to pay. Shall we get started then? Sounds good. Looks like today's tasks are all optional. Hey Laura, I wanted to apologize for what I said to you yesterday evening. Reen? As I told you then, this is a matter you must come to terms with on your own. It is not something for which an apology is required. That's not really what I mean. I wanted to apologize for making light of the way of the sword. What I said about being a dropout who's never been able to progress past beginner level was disrespectful. To Master K5, to the school I follow, and to the path of the sword itself. And for those reasons, I feel it was inappropriate of me to say what I said, so I'm sorry. If that's the case, then there is one other person you should be apologizing to as well. Really? I can't pretend to know much about your personal circumstances. But regardless of one's background or social standing, one should always be able to live with pride in him or herself. Thus, if you truly did make light of yourself and your own abilities, that is an act of shame for which you owe yourself recompense. Let me ask you a question, Reen. Do you like the path of the sword? It's not really a matter of liking it or disliking it, I don't think. It's part of my life and an inseparable part of who I am. That's all I wanted to hear. I feel exactly the same way. Laura? So you two are friends again, then? Were we not? There was never any rift between us that I knew about. Indeed. This was all handled rather neatly, I felt. You're both so simple-minded. Like an idiot spending so much time trying to devise a plan to get the two of you to make up. Whoa, you did what now? It would seem we've caused you undue concern. Jeez, can we just all forget about this and move on? Looks like the ground's dried after the rainfall, so to speak. Glad to see you all look a bit less gloomy. Marco, we've got trouble. Big, big trouble. Slow down, Louise. It's first thing in the morning, and you're about poised to wake the dead. You're making such a commotion. Where have you been, anyway? You're late. I'm sorry, I just got caught up on the way here. But never mind that, we have big, big trouble. Something terrible happened over to the market. Something terrible, you say? What terrible thing has happened exactly? It sounds like it actually took place last night. 2 of the stores over the market were destroyed, and all of their merchandise was stolen. This is most terrible indeed. A robbery? Oh my. I suppose that means the market might be opening late today. Which means we could end up with more customers, as people wait here for a resolution. Louise, let's get this place ready. You got it. As for you four, This is our problem, not yours. You just focus on your field study and leave this incident to us locals. You have your own test to worry about, after all. Of course. We'll be back later, thanks again. Weathercock. What should we do? I have to admit I'm curious. It's not far, so we might as well just go take a look. Alright, let's take a slight detour and then let's see what happens at the market then. Alright, so that's where we're going to end this part, obviously. In the next part, we'll see what's happening at the market. Ta-ta for now.